Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the Spiritual Justice Gym. God is Quita, or you can call me Quita. Either one would do. I answer to both. I got this message the other day during a reading and a channeling. I didn't record it simply because I didn't feel led to at the time. Spirit wanted me to just marinate on this message. You guys know I can channel messages through cards, through intuition, any way that the divine wants to give it to me. So, that being said, I am going to go back to those notes that Spirit made me take, and I am going to share them with you. I just got this on a whim, on an inclination, so um, give me a second, bear with me. Okay, here we go. In this particular message, Spirit was talking about mirroring. And during the twin flame journey, we talk about mirroring a lot. But we never talk about it in a general context and just like in life in general. But what I found out mirroring is in another aspect is a depthness, in a deepness, is mirroring is just the karma law. You could have done wrong things or right things. Karma does not take notes on that. It's the energy exchange with the universe that you put out. So if you manifest giving, then you will get a season of receiving. If you manifest taking, then you have to manifest a season of giving. So it's a balance. And when you resist any of these changes within your life, say somebody is just a taker or somebody is just a giver, then you get lessons on how not to be such a taker, or you get lessons on how not to be such a giver. You have to be balanced in both. That's why in church they teach you to sow seeds. This is the point of sowing seeds, so you can harvest a season of giving, a season of taking, right? And that works a lot with manifestation. And when you manifesting, God said what you're doing is that's like sowing the seed. But we never talk about the end results of manifestation. We always talk about, oh, you're supposed to get this at the end, but that's not necessarily what you have in picture in your mind or what you have in your heart. Not all the time is for the greatest good at all. Even though that you want that thing, sometimes God, the universe will give you more or less, or don't give it to you at all. Maybe because it will harm you. But what I'm talking about here is a season of blooming. Not manifesting, but blooming. We're in blooming season here. We're in the spring, so it definitely resonates. I can see why God wanted me to give this message. It's a beautiful message. And God said love is blooming. This is a season for love. It really is. It's beautiful. It's all the seeds that you've sown in the last season and the season before that, they're blooming. You're getting your harvest right now. And we all are. It's not just God said He reigned on the just as well as the unjust. So I'm pretty sure you know what that means. God said with change, you need to be generous. So when change come by, generosity is very much needed with yourself, with others. And generosity can go on so many different levels. For wherever level you at, this is what that message is for. Remember, for change, you need to be generous. Maybe generous with your self-love, generous with, how can I say it, with, just giving, or generous with flowers, just planting, grooming, whatever that generosity or that change that you need in your life, you should be doing that thing to manifest and then bloom it. Another thing is freedom. For anybody who understands energy, you need freedom. It's about freedom to be who you are, freedom to what you want, freedom to understand why your heart wants what it wants, even if you don't get it and even if you do get it. But you have to understand that's an energy exchange. Freedom costs. We all talk about freedom, but we never talk about the cost of freedom. There is a cost with freedom. There is a cost with being free. There's a cost with everything That's just the law, the karmic law. And God said, with chaos, you need courage. A lot of chaos has happened in my life over the last year, 2 years, 5 years. Even with the pandemic, it's a lot of chaos that happened with everyone in the universe that went through that pandemic. So we had a lot of freedom that we didn't understand that we had. We had a lot of power that we didn't understand we had until we sat down with ourselves and understood the underlying issues and had to face ourselves, had to face us, couldn't go outside and had to face the things that we, neglect doing or going to work and coming home on this routine. Our whole routine was upset. So courage with chaos is necessary. If you can see what God is doing here, it's the mirroring effect. Last but not least, God wanted me to speak on joy and happiness. A lot of us don't understand because we just use these words so casually that we don't really understand. We have a basic understanding of some of these two words that I'm about to say, but we don't have an in-depth understanding of it. And that to in-depthly understand it, then your how can I say, your vocabulary and the way that you enunciate words and the way that you communicate will change. Communication, yes, thank you. I'm going off a whim here. I'm just letting spirit flow. So just give spirit a second. Give me a second. Joy and happiness. How many of us know that joy is an inward feeling? So instead of saying I'm feeling happy, you should say I'm feeling joyful, because you're saying what you really feel inward. We just hear a lot of people say I'm happy, but some people will go and kill themselves, but the person said they was happy. Happy is only an outward expression. That's it. So anybody can say that I'm happy, or when you observe someone, you can say that person is happy because that's an outward expression. But inwardly, they may be sad. And so God is letting us understand what mirroring is, what the law of karma is. It don't matter what you tell people. It matters the frequency that you're putting out. It doesn't matter what you're putting out. If you're wearing a mask, if you're a narcissist, or you have any kind of traumas that happen to you, it doesn't matter what you're saying with your mouth. The universe understands what you're saying with your frequency. So when we're talking about manifesting, the law of attraction, karmatic law, blooming in love, these all have prices and consequences. And all the time, it's not a physical price. We have to pay with our emotions. We have to pay with our time. We have to pay with our effort, our faith, our intuition. It's a lot of things that you have to do in order to manifest certain things. And everything requires faith, unless you're being intellectual. If you're just doing manifesting off of intellect, then you expect a certain result. And we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about mirroring. Mirroring you can like, some people can plant good seeds, but they're planting in rocky soil. It's never going to grow no matter how good you are. So that's why those people who constantly give, and they're giving to people who are not going to give back on profit, meaning they're planting on cold hearts, stone hearts. Don't expect the profit from that. Don't expect blooming to come from that, because when God shows you someone's heart, that's what it is. Only God can soften a man's or woman's heart. So understand that He can use you to soften that, but all the time, sometimes you just need to leave people alone and let them go through what they go through. I learned that the hard way, because my season of manifestation and sowing has taught me that now I'm blooming. That's why I have a different aura. That's why the sun energy is in my life. I even have yellow flowers, yellow candles. I'm attracted to anything yellow and orange. I have been attracted to it for some time now. That lets me know. It's the small things that let you know what you're bringing in. It's not the huge blessings. It's not the huge things. It's the very, very small things that we take for granted. Some things that we think is weeds are really flowers. Some things that we think is so big or so small. So it's all about perspective and understanding where you stand with the universe. And that being said, you guys, I'm out. Peace.